Welcome to Coin Explorer, where hidden treasures come to light. Today, we're diving into the world of South African coins that most people overlook but collectors crave. Imagine holding a 20-cent coin from 2004, 2008, or the rare 2009 edition. Coins that might look ordinary at first glance, but could actually be worth thousands, even millions of dollars in the right condition. These coins are more than just change. They carry untold stories, unique minting errors, and staggering values that have stunned the numismatic world. Stay tuned as we explore what makes these tiny pieces of metal so incredibly valuable, and why you should check your old coin collection today. Because your forgotten 20-cent coin might just be a jackpot waiting to happen. Top 1. Today, we're about to uncover a numismatic enigma that could quite literally be hiding in your pocket change. Imagine this. A coin so seemingly ordinary, so easy to overlook, yet whispers of it having fetched life-changing amounts in international auctions. Yes, we're talking about a small disc of metal that, under the right circumstances, could be worth lakhs of dollars. Not rands. Dollars. You heard that right. This is the story of the 2008 South African 20-cent coin, a piece of currency that has left collectors baffled, historians intrigued, and treasure hunters absolutely obsessed. So before you toss away those old coins or overlook that dusty pile sitting in your drawer, lean in. Because what we're about to explore isn't just about a coin, it's about mystery, history, rarity, and the kind of thrill that can make anyone fall in love with the hunt. What the coin looks like. Let's start with the basics, or what appears to be basic at first glance. The 2008 South African 20-cent coin is a modest piece in size and value, at least officially. It's made of bronze-plated steel, giving it a warm golden-brown hue that gleams in the light. It weighs about 5 grams and measures roughly 21.79 millimeters in diameter. Not particularly imposing, but remember, power often hides in plain sight. The reverse of the coin features the strelitzia flower, more commonly known as the bird of paradise, an emblem of beauty, growth, and resilience in South African flora. It's detailed, elegant, and proudly centered beneath the 20 cents denomination. The design is sharp, refined, and deeply symbolic of the natural pride of the nation. On the obverse, you'll find the South African coat of arms, a symbol introduced in 2000 to represent the country's new democratic era. Surrounding it is the inscription, South Africa, written in one of the country's 11 official languages, a tradition the South African Mint has maintained by rotating the language each year. For collectors, this tiny detail can mean everything. The hook deepens. Why this coin matters. Now, here's where the story turns from ordinary to extraordinary. 2008 wasn't just another year for the South African Mint. It was a time of transition, economic turbulence, and shifting political landscapes. Inflation was rising. Global markets were wobbling. South Africa itself was caught in the winds of political change as the presidency passed from Thabo Mbeki to Kgalema Motlanthe, a short, tense interim leadership before Jacob Zuma's rise. Within this context, the minting of the 20-cent coin in 2008 took place, and as it turns out, it may have involved more than meets the eye. Whispers began circulating in numismatic communities about a very small batch of 2008 20-cent coins that appeared different. Some had unusual die flaws, others showed minting inconsistencies, and a few even bore language inscriptions that didn't match expected distribution patterns. It didn't take long for collectors to take notice. And when one of these coins surfaced in a major European auction house, all eyes were suddenly fixed on the humble 20-cent piece. A real-life case that shocked collectors. Let me take you to a coin fair in Amsterdam in 2022. A retired engineer from Johannesburg had been traveling with a small collection of South African coins inherited from his late father. Among them, tucked between more common pieces, was a 2008 20-cent coin that caught the eye of a European appraiser. At first glance, it looked normal. But on closer inspection, the appraiser noticed something strange. The Strelitzia flower was slightly off-centered, and the lettering along the rim appeared thinner than standard issues. Even more puzzling, the language inscribed for South Africa was Venda, one of the less commonly used inscriptions. The coin was submitted for grading. When the results came back, it was given an MS-67 rating. That's mint state, nearly pristine. Only a few microscopic imperfections kept it from perfection. Then came the real surprise. Based on its condition, dye anomaly, and ultra-low confirmed examples in this combination, its estimated value shot into the stratosphere. Bidders from around the world, from the US, Europe, and Asia, drove the price up in a frenzy. By the time the auctioneer's gavel fell, the coin had crossed into jaw-dropping territory. Collectors weren't just stunned, they were electrified, because now, a simple 20-cent coin had officially become a legend. Why the value skyrocketed, so what gives a small bronze-plated coin such unimaginable value? The answer lies in three golden pillars of coin collecting: rarity, condition, and mystery. First, rarity. Not all 2008 20-cent coins are rare. But the ones with specific errors, misstrikes, or uncommon language inscriptions are so limited in number that only a handful are known to exist in mint condition. Second, condition. Coins that survive the wear and tear of circulation with their features sharp and unmarred are incredibly rare. A mint state coin with an error? That's the kind of thing collectors dream about. Third, mystery. The South African Mint has never issued a statement confirming or denying the anomalies. This ambiguity fuels speculation. Were these coins trial pieces, test strikes, regional misprints? The unknown keeps the value alive and growing. The collector's obsession. What to look for? Now, this is where things get exciting for you, the viewer. If you're holding on to South African coins from the late 2000s, now's the time to dig them out. Here's what you should be looking for. Check the language. Some inscriptions were minted in low numbers: Venda, Ndibele, Tsonga. If your coin features one of these, take note. Inspect the strike. Is the design off-center? Is the Strelitzia flower misaligned? Are the edges smooth or unusually sharp? Look for die cracks or doubled lettering. These minting errors often fetch massive interest. Check the rim. Some rare coins show signs of partial collars or rim doubling. And of course, grading matters. A coin in circulated, worn condition might raise eyebrows, but a well-preserved, certified one can raise bank accounts. The bigger picture. Coins as time capsules. You see, coins like this are more than just currency. They're time capsules, snapshots of a nation's economy, politics, and identity frozen in metal. The 2008 20-cent coin tells a story of a country navigating the complexities of leadership changes, economic tension, and a world on the brink of recession. And yet, this small coin, this overlooked disc of bronze-plated steel, has emerged as a symbol of hidden value, of potential where you least expect it. In a world where everything is going digital, where physical money is slowly being phased out, these coins become even more precious. They're relics, they're art, and in rare cases, they're treasure. So here's what you need to do. Go through your coin jars. Check those old wallets. Call your relatives and ask if they have any coins from South Africa lying around. Because you never know. The next legendary coin could be sitting in a forgotten corner of your home, and if you do find a 2008 South African 20-cent coin, examine it closely. If something seems off, don't ignore it. Get it graded. Reach out to professionals. You could be holding something worth far more than anyone imagined. And most importantly, share this story. Because someone out there might just have a coin that could change their life, and all they need is the knowledge to unlock it. Remember, not all treasure is buried. Some of it jingles in your pocket. Keep searching, keep learning, And may your next find be the one that turns everything around. Because sometimes, a simple 20 cents is worth more than gold. Top 2. We're uncovering a secret that's been quietly hiding in plain sight. A small coin, often overlooked, tossed into jars, dropped into pockets, forgotten in drawers. But what if I told you that this little bronze-colored coin, this 2009 South African 20-cent piece, could actually be worth thousands of dollars? Yes, you heard that right. A coin so ordinary in appearance, so easily dismissed, yet beneath its simple surface lies a story so rare, so extraordinary, it might just change the way you look at spare change forever. So before you ignore that old coin collection or pass up on a flea market bargain, hold on, because this 20-cent coin might just be the key to an unexpected fortune. Let's start with what you can see. The 2009 South African 20-cent coin might not catch your eye right away. It's relatively small, with a smooth, bronzed finish, but don't let its simplicity fool you. This coin is made from bronze-plated steel, giving it a warm, coppery tone and impressive durability. Its shape, an iconic scalloped edge with 10 smooth curves, makes it distinct, yet still familiar. On the reverse side, you'll find a stunning image of the King Protea, South Africa's national flower, beautifully engraved, delicate, yet bold. And hovering just above the blossom, the large 20-cent denomination is proudly displayed. Flip the coin over, and you're greeted with the official South African coat of arms. Above it, the year 2009. Along the edge, in one of South Africa's 11 official languages, you'll see the country's name. In this version, Africa and Chipembe. But while it may look like just another coin, what lies beneath is what sets this one apart. The history, a country in transition. Let's rewind the clock. In 2009, South Africa was going through another major transition. Just a decade earlier, the nation had emerged from the shadow of apartheid, embarking on a new democratic journey. By 2009, Jacob Zuma had just taken office as president, following years of political shifts under Thabo Mbeki and the interim leadership of Kgalema Motlanthe. This was a time of both progress and uncertainty, where old systems were being challenged and a new national identity was still being forged. And it's within this setting that our humble 20-cent coin was minted. The South African Mint, known for its precision and artistry, was producing coins for circulation. But something curious happened with the 2009 batch. Rumors started to swirl in numismatic circles, stories of unusual variations, odd characteristics, rare errors. Could it be that something was different about this year's 20-cent coin? The mystery of the 2009 edition. Collectors started noticing peculiarities. Some 2009 20-cent coins appeared to have slight misalignments. Others had inconsistencies in the coat of arms, faint differences in the lines, uneven stamping, even subtle shifts in the floral detail of the protea. A few coins displayed signs of what might be die errors, extremely rare in modern minting processes. And then there was the biggest mystery of all: the quantity. No official statement was ever released by the South African Mint regarding a limited mintage. But based on circulation data and collector reports, it appears that the 2009 20-cent coin might have been produced in very limited numbers, making it one of the most elusive coins in the modern South African series. And in the world of coin collecting, rarity is everything. What makes a coin valuable? Let's take a quick detour. What makes a coin skyrocket in value? It's a mix of factors: scarcity. The fewer that exist, the more collectors want them. Condition. Coins in uncirculated mint or near mint condition are far more valuable. Historical significance. If the coin was minted during a major national shift, it gains symbolic weight. Minting errors or anomalies. Slight mistakes often turn into major treasures. Mystery. When no official explanation exists, theories flourish, and demand grows. And the 2009 20-cent coin? It checks nearly every box. Real-life stories. The treasure found. Let me tell you a real story. In 2022, a man in Cape Town was browsing a box of old coins at a local antiques market. For just a few rands, he picked out a handful of coins he thought looked interesting. Among them, a 2009 20-cent coin that appeared unusually well preserved. Sharp edges, unblemished surface, a perfectly centered strike. Curious, he sent it for professional grading. When it returned from the grading lab, the results were jaw-dropping. The coin was graded at MS-67, almost pristine. But that wasn't all. Under microscopic analysis, they discovered a slight doubling in the date, a rare minting phenomenon called double die. Experts were stunned. Based on condition, anomaly, and rarity, the estimated market value soared into the thousands of dollars. That tiny coin, once discarded in a market box, was now one of the most sought-after modern South African collectibles. And the best part? There might be more out there. Could you have one? This is the moment where you need to ask yourself, do you have one of these? The 2009 20-cent coin didn't come in special packaging. It wasn't sold as a commemorative. It was minted for regular circulation, just like any other coin. That means it could have passed through your hands. It could be in your drawer, your childhood coin jar, a forgotten wallet. Check your coins. Look closely. Does the detail look crisp? Are the edges clean? Is there anything unusual in the design? If so, you might be holding something that's worth far more than its face value. Technical details for collectors. For those who love specifics, here's what you need to know. Diameter, approximately 19 millimeters. Weight, around 3.5 grams. Composition, bronze-plated steel. Obverse, South African coat of arms with date and language inscription. Reverse, King Protea flower with 20 cents denomination. Language variations include Afrikaans, English, Zulu, Xhosa, and others. Some collectors believe coins with lesser-seen language inscriptions, especially if paired with minting anomalies, are the true hidden gems. Why this coin matters. This coin isn't just about money, it's about meaning. The 2009 20-cent piece symbolizes a country still shaping its identity, still forging ahead after decades of transformation. It represents the everyday resilience of a nation, captured in metal. And for collectors, it's proof that the most valuable things are often hiding in the most unexpected places. Grading and authentication, a game changer. If you believe you have one of these rare 2009 coins, don't guess. Get it graded. Professional grading services like NGC and PCGS offer authentication, condition grading, and certification, which can multiply a coin's value tenfold. A raw coin might be impressive, but a certified, slabbed, MS-graded coin? That's collector gold. Many coins from the same year may appear similar, but only experts can detect the tiny differences that change everything. So here's the truth. Sometimes, treasure doesn't sparkle. It doesn't come in gold bars or buried chests. Sometimes, it comes in the form of a small bronze coin, passed hand to hand, tossed in a drawer, forgotten on a shelf. The 2009 South African 20-cent coin is one of those treasures. A simple piece of metal, with a story that spans a nation's history, a mystery that still hasn't been solved, and a value that could shock the world. So check your coins, examine your jars, share this story, because somewhere out there, maybe even right in your home, could be a coin worth more than you ever imagined. And remember, in the world of coins, the smallest treasures often carry the biggest surprises. Keep exploring, keep collecting, and who knows, your next find might just be the one that changes everything. Top 3. We're diving into one of the most overlooked yet astonishingly valuable coins in the entire South African series. It might be tiny in size, bronze in color, and tucked away in some forgotten pocket, but it could be worth more than a luxury car, even more than a house. We're talking about the legendary 2004 South African 20-cent coin, a coin that, under the right circumstances, has reportedly fetched values climbing into the millions of US dollars. Yes, you heard that right. Not hundreds, not thousands, but potentially millions. So before you dismiss that old pile of coins sitting on your shelf, take a closer look. Because this little piece of bronze-plated steel could be the golden ticket you never knew you had. Let's kick things off with what you can actually see. The 2004 South African 20-cent coin is modest in appearance, round, about 22 millimeters in diameter, and weighing just 4.5 grams. It's crafted from a steel core and coated with a layer of bronze, giving it a warm, golden brown hue. At first glance, it might seem like just another everyday coin, but for collectors with a keen eye and a deep understanding of numismatics, this coin tells a far bigger story. On the obverse side, you'll find the iconic South African coat of arms, a design that was only introduced in 2000, just 4 years before this coin was minted. It features a secretary bird, a spear and knobkerrie, and other powerful symbols of South African heritage. The words South Africa appear along the edge, rendered in one of the country's 11 official languages, which rotates each year. In 2004, you could find this name in languages like Xhosa, Zulu, or Sesotho, and for collectors, some language variants are even rarer than others. Flip it over to the reverse, and you're greeted by the simple yet striking image of the King Protea, South Africa's national flower. It's surrounded by the numeral 20 and the word cent, clean, clear, and unmistakable. But beneath this minimalist design lies an ocean of mystery, rarity, and value that continues to stir the numismatic world. So the question on everyone's mind, how could a coin like this, common-looking, mass-produced, possibly be worth millions? To answer that, we have to dig deep into the world of minting errors, low mintage years, and collector psychology. Let's start with production. In 2004, the South African Mint was under pressure to produce a wide range of coins in a relatively short span of time. While they did manage to issue standard currency, insiders and collectors believe that a small batch of 20-cent coins struck in 2004 had anomalies, inconsistencies in die alignment, missing details, or even doubled images. And in the coin world, these so-called minting errors aren't mistakes, they're jackpots. There are rumors of specific 2004 20-cent coins with off-center strikes, double dies, and unusual textures on the bronze plating. Others feature rotated dies, creating an illusion that the front and back don't align correctly. These are the kinds of details that send seasoned collectors into a frenzy. Now here's the kicker. The South African Mint has never publicly confirmed just how many of these error coins exist. Some believe only a few dozen slipped into circulation. Others speculate that certain batches were created for experimental testing and never meant to be released to the public. But somehow, a few of them made it out. And that's where the story gets wild. In 2022, a collector from Cape Town reportedly sold one of these rare 2004 20-cent coins, a near-perfect specimen with an off-center strike and rare language variant, through a private auction. The reported price? Somewhere in the high six-figure range, with experts speculating its final value reached well into the millions due to its pristine condition, unique features, and historical importance. Let's break that down. Imagine owning a coin that's 22 millimeters wide, fits in your palm, and could pay off a mansion. That's the level of treasure we're talking about. But what makes this coin different from other South African coins minted in the same era? For one, the combination of material, design, and error rarity is unmatched. The bronze-plated steel composition makes it resistant to corrosion, preserving its integrity over time. And unlike other coins, the 2004 edition sits at a fascinating crossroads in the country's numismatic timeline, just 4 years after the coat of arms design change, and during a period of rapid economic and political transformation in the country. There's also the emotional and historical value. Every collector knows that a coin's worth isn't just in the metal, it's in the story. and the 2004 20-cent coin tells a story of transition, identity, and unexpected fortune. It's a coin from a nation redefining itself, finding its place in the global landscape, and updating its symbols to reflect a new era. Experts were stunned. Based on condition, anomaly, and rarity, the estimated market value soared into the thousands of dollars. That tiny coin, once discarded in a market box, was now one of the most sought-after modern South African collectibles. And the best part? There might be more out there. Could you have one? This is the moment where you need to ask yourself, do you have one of these? The 2009 20-cent coin didn't come in special packaging. It wasn't sold as a commemorative. It was minted for regular circulation, just like any other coin. That means it could have passed through your hands. It could be in your drawer, your childhood coin jar, a forgotten wallet. Check your coins. Look closely. Does the detail look crisp? Are the edges clean? Is there anything unusual in the design? If so, you might be holding something that's worth far more than its face value. Technical details for collectors. For those who love specifics, here's what you need to know. Diameter, approximately 19 millimeters. Weight, around 3.5 grams. Composition, bronze-plated steel. Obverse, South African coat of arms with date and language inscription. Reverse, King Protea flower with 20 cents denomination. Language variations include Afrikaans, English, Zulu, Xhosa, and others. Some collectors believe coins with lesser-seen language inscriptions, especially if paired with minting anomalies, are the true hidden gems. Why this coin matters. This coin isn't just about money, it's about meaning. The 2009 20-cent piece symbolizes a country still shaping its identity, still forging ahead after decades of transformation. It represents the everyday resilience of a nation, captured in metal. And for collectors, it's proof that the most valuable things are often hiding in the most unexpected places. Grading and authentication, a game changer. If you believe you have one of these rare 2009 coins, don't guess. Get it graded. Professional grading services like NGC and PCGS offer authentication, condition grading, and certification, which can multiply a coin's value tenfold. A raw coin might be impressive, but a certified, slabbed, MS-graded coin? That's collector gold. Many coins from the same year may appear similar, but only experts can detect the tiny differences that change everything. So here's the truth. Sometimes, treasure doesn't sparkle. It doesn't come in gold bars or buried chests. Sometimes, it comes in the form of a small bronze coin, passed hand to hand, tossed in a drawer, forgotten on a shelf. The 2009 South African 20-cent coin is one of those treasures. A simple piece of metal, with a story that spans a nation's history, a mystery that still hasn't been solved, and a value that could shock the world. So check your coins, examine your jars, share this story, because somewhere out there, maybe even right in your home, could be a coin worth more than you ever imagined. And remember, in the world of coins, the smallest treasures often carry the biggest surprises. Keep exploring, keep collecting, and who knows, your next find might just be the one that changes everything. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video or learned something new, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more exciting content just like this. And hey, sharing is caring, so make sure to send this video to your friends and fellow collectors. Your support keeps us going, and we can't wait to bring you even more amazing discoveries. See you in the next video.